Did you know that 90% of the world's millionaires invest in real estate? Well, I'm Angel with the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and I'm here to help you if you want to go for your piece of that pie. Okay, friends, those of you that are watching us live and those of you that have joined through Zoom, number one, I apologize for my ineptitude when it comes to the technology side of it, but over time I will get better, I promise. So this is the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and today we have got Maricela Soberanes, and she has an amazing story about her journey just coming into the US, and she had like $100, and now she's got this booming anesthesiology business. She's got her doctorate in, is it doctorate in anesthesiology or?
It's a doctorate degree with an anesthesia specialty.
Yeah, crazy.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So she came to the U.S. and she got her degree. She went to the Navy, and now she's got 32 units along with her mobile anesthesiology, I think.
Yes, a travel business. So I do local anesthesia services, which takes me kind of just anywhere in the country. And in the Navy, I have done active duty, and my civilian job is definitely an adventure itself. But I know most of your audience here are in it because they want to be in the real estate, and that's another story.
You know, honestly, I think people just love to hear success stories, and your story is just, it's a true success story. I mean,
I often refer to like I'm living the dream, I'm paying taxes, and student loans, the student loans are paid off. So I will give you another hint on that. But yeah, it definitely, I think that people is motivated from hearing stories, and that's why I choose to share so much of my life as part of building others and motivating others, and showing that it is so doable. You don't have to be like know it all, but you have the resources. And by the way, thank you, Angel, for putting this platform together. It definitely facilitates the sharing the knowledge. I didn't have this when I started pretty much my career in all aspects. And I don't know if you want me to kind of fill in or share a little bit of the backstory, because I don't know if we have much time, but I'll try to.
We've got as much time as you want. That's one of the beauties of this being, what it is.
Right. Well, yeah, so you got that right. I came to the States when I was 23 years old. I didn't speak English or hardly any English. And I had a business degree in Mexico where I was born, and didn't know anybody or have any money. So I had $100, which was my life savings, and I had spent it all to come here. So my purpose was to learn the language, and pretty much that was it. That was my goal at the time. So I got my transcripts validated, and in the meantime, I learned that it was going to be a long process. So I started taking some English as a second language class, and pretty much went into the nursing career, which I didn't know anything about it. And nursing in the States is so much different, and much more diversified and the way that is in Mexico. So my goal then was to achieve the highest degree on whatever career I picked. And I got all the degrees all the way to the doctorate, which you don't have to have it to practice as a nurse anesthetist. But I was like, I'm gonna get it and be numb with that educational part of it. But in the meantime, after that, I actually joined the Navy, and when I was deployed, I had a lot of time to kind of learn about the business. My first property that I purchased was when I graduated from nursing school. It was a duplex. I didn't know any better as far as the business of real estate, and I make a lot of mistakes, and I brag about them because I think people that can learn from it, and I can save you a lot of money and a lot of headaches if you let and not just me, but someone that has the experience, that have made mistakes, that can teach the the new investors and the new people that want to come into real estate.
Honestly,
So
that is so important too, because when someone's a newbie and they make a mistake, they're embarrassed to tell people because they think they're the only person out there that's ever made that stupid mistake, right?
yeah, another thing is that you just don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what questions to ask. And it's not until it happened to you that you learn that it was very costly, and yeah, it's bruising to your ego. The other thing, landlording or investing can be so isolating because you don't want to show off. You don't want to tell others like I'm buying this investment property. Like, it can be so isolating because you don't, a lot of people don't get it. Your family might be like, why are you getting all this debt? Like that's not a good thing, and you have to find people that gets the craziness of it because they also can support you. And you're right, you can beat yourself to death if you don't, if you relate to other people that don't get it. Now you find that community that is gonna bounce some ideas, and that's right now. And this, like with this technology and with all this resources that we have, podcasts free or whatever, I think that people will have to appreciate, or people appreciate it more when they pay for it. So there's that business aspect of it. But either if you had it for free, or if you get it, like have to pay for a mentorship, I will definitely have paid for somebody to just kind of hold my hand and said, now I didn't get it that way, but that's why like people like you, or like we offer this, let me facilitate, let me help you through this, because it makes sense. And well, for me at this time, like I don't, I'm lucky to have that ability to go back to work if I wanted to, but I'm also lucky to have this second business that doesn't rely on, what everything else in the economy that is going on right now.
What do they say? They say the only way to truly become wealthy is to make money while you sleep.
Amen
And
to that.
I mean, that's real estate. Real estate gives you that ability, and it's amazing.
Absolutely. And the leverage that you can use to, you put 20% or whatever percentage that you have to put in an investment, but the bank finances the rest. Like you can go to the market or to, any other investment to say, I have a 20%, would you finance the rest? Nobody's going to match that. And the stock market or any other investment. And so when I said I did it wrong for years, there's so many things that you can do to take advantage of the taxation laws and, the doing it and running as a business. I always say, run your business as a business. If you structure correctly, like there's things that are going now, like the loans that are being, or grants that are being facilitated. But if you are not structured correctly, you just cannot take advantage of that. So there's much more than just buying a house or buying an investment property. You have to be prepared and structured to handle the business as it is. It's a business. And you also, I mean, if you're willing to do hands-on, that's great. But some people, some investors are not. So you have to structure the business as if you're going to leave at any time, and the business still has to be producing. So SOPs or systems that are going to be in place that are going to allow you not just to, run it while you're there, but also when you're not there, that you have that structure and that skeleton. And that takes years to form. Now, if you partner with somebody that has already those systems in place, you might be, able to either borrow or learn from them. But for us, we self-manage by choice.
So I watched my grandparents self-manage their properties my whole life. Like,
oh, really?
Until I was like 18 or 19, and I was like, "There's no way."
And there is see, that's the thing, is like you there is that option. Like you have to have that option to say, well, I'm here in town, I'm in the States, and I'm gonna go and clean whatever they need to clean. Now you can say, I'm in Bahamas, I have a crew that I can send and take care of that. So having that flexibility, you have to have that. I don't think any investor will say, oh, it was so enjoyable decluttering that toilet. There's not gonna be that. But if you have the team in place, and you have the options, that's the one other thing that I always say. It's like a 2-year-old. Like a 2-year-old wants to gain independence, wants to do their like they're feeding themselves. They probably waste 80% of the meal, but is the achievement that you did it on your own, and you have choices, and you're independent, and that's what it's all about. That's the joy. I mean, people put a value of money, of units, or how much income you have, but it's how much you can enjoy and how many choices you have. That to me doesn't have a price. Just if I choose to go and do the painting myself, that's awesome. And if I can send somebody and do it, that's also enjoyable. So
it's like you said, it's having the options.
Having the options, yes.
Yeah. And we look at it too as, for us, it gives you that little bit of padding to have other options too. So you have financial options, you have time options. It gives you options, and that's huge. That's a really big thing.
Yeah, for the real estate business, there are several aspects of enjoying that part, the whole business. One, of course, is the passive income, or active, or whatever you want to call it, but it's an income. Two is seeing the families move in and enjoy the place that you provide. This is like is one of the most essential needs: a housing, a safe place to live, a clean place to live, and just seeing the families move in and just like this is my house. Like I get like that. Just there's hardly any other feeling that compares to that. When
that's one of the things I like about y'all's name, because it's it really embodies those feelings that you're trying to describe right now. So, do you mind telling people about the name and why y'all have it the way it is?
Yeah. So the name of the company is Up Plex Living LLC. So Up Plex Living, to us, it reflects the giving the chance to live it up, living, and the chance to just grow. And I don't know, I do have a blog that talks about me growing up, and I describe in that blog how my mom was a single mother with 8 kids at that time. So it was really difficult for her. I can imagine finding a place for us to live. So we were allowed a box for all of our belongings, pretty much uniforms, toys, bedding, and everything. So that was because at any given time we were gonna move to our next place, the next house, because she was probably, I don't know, it's just growing up, you don't know all the details, but I can imagine like a kid having to go through that. So, or my first duplex actually was right across the middle school, and I was just like, some kid can live here and don't ever have to pack their belongings for the entire school year, or the entire school, elementary school. And then there was a high school nearby that they could ride their bike. So in my eyes, when my first duplex, it wasn't about, let me see how much money I can make, like the loan to value thing. Like that was not any of those terms. It was mostly to say, well, I can live in one side and I can rent the other side. The family will help me pay, the part of the mortgage and the expenses, and the kids don't have to move. Like that was my one of the earliest, I guess, goals in our company. So when we named it, it was kind of try to reflect that, to given the chance and the opportunity, and to bring up the good. And that Up Plex Living was born.
I just, when I read it, I was just like, oh, that is amazing. I thought it was really cool, because it's like up because you want people to like basically step up, get a hand up, let me help you up.
Yeah.
For the plexes, because you have a lot of the smaller multifamily, and just the whole idea was just awesome, and I love the way y'all put it together. So
yeah, and that's true. So that, to the investors part of it, the multi-living has been well, diversifying your portfolio has been a blessing. It dilutes your costs and your risks. So we really liked the multifamilies. So we have a mixture of single family houses, duplexes, fourplexes, and we just recently added an eightplex. But yeah, that was awesome. That's it's so addicting. I'm telling you. I tell everybody, like, just get through the first deal, like get the first one under your belt. It might not be like the money maker, but it will get you addicted to it. And once that you're in it, you just keep rolling. Yeah, you learn from it, even if you have to sell it. I was like that. Even if you don't make money, it gets you the lessons that you need, and it gives you the addiction that you need. And that's all it is. You learn so much. We have done several strategies to acquire. We've done the traditional primary housing or investment housing, and then we've done hard money lending. We have done small syndications among family and friends, and that trust us, and and they make the money. So we've done several strategies and lines of credit, and we can speak of pretty much lots of strategies that people can acquire, and it's so doable. I just do it. If you're out there thinking, just get action, just do it. That's it. Just nothing else.
That is so we started out in 2003, and we bought a single family home, and we knew that it was going to be our first rental. And so we stayed there while my husband was finishing up his doctorate. When we moved in 2006, it became our first rental. But from the very beginning, we used a property manager.
Nice.
Because I was just like, there's no way 10% of the rent to not have to have those 2 a.m. toilet calls, 100% worth it.
and that's what it is. It's your choice. And as long as you crush the numbers to make sure that the property is going to cover that expense, that's it. If you have to crush the numbers, and it has to make financial sense for you to go in, and if you choose to keep that 10% and pay for your vacation, that's fine. Times 32. But
I also think, like, now that you've got 32 units, you can really spread the risk. Like, we've got 3 single family homes, and I'm like, I would never get another single family home. But once you've got enough units to spread the risk over, it wouldn't be as scary to get another single family home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can just spread that risk out. It would take a bit to get there.
But it's doable. And I think that people, when there's a risk for when you're starting, that you're not going to start with 100 units. So the risk is going to be there. You just have to get past that, and you just have to make sure that the deal makes sense. But I think some of the people that are against even landlording, or they probably, like you said, they forced themselves to do it. They did it wrong. People took advantage of them. There are so many stories that can be scary for new investors. But I think that if you focus on that, most people that are telling you those stories are the people that stop at one. And like, one is, especially if it's a single home, you either 100% occupied or 100% not occupied. So that is very scary. Like, if you ask me to put my money in a company that is going to be all performing or not performing, I will say no. Now, you have to get past that. And if you're making the decisions, if you find somebody to assess like your deal and to help you at least to make sure that you're covering all your expenses, you can pass that, and you can expedite that portion of being a high risk, and then make it into, like, I don't care if that house is not occupied because I have this other income covering. Now, on tax Schedule E form, you have to report each property per, but hey, what if you take some losses and they're legally gained losses, to say, well, that's a non-taxable, or it can be worked again towards your taxable income. Like, there are so many strategies that if you're structured yourself in a way that you can take advantage of that, it should not be scary. Now, if you're doing it by yourself and you're out there and just trying to take chances, probably it's very scary. I know because I did it. I didn't have the support that now we have. I didn't have the resources that now I know they are there. So it is very scary if you just do it in, I will say, neglectful way. Because if you're responsible for housing these families, how is it that you're not having structure in a way that is gonna, you know, allow you to continue to do that? So
Well, but the scary part of it too, like, so I have a very good friend that they're Air Force, and so they were deployed somewhere, so they moved, but they kept their house here, and they were like, we're gonna rent it, and they had a horrible experience. They had to like redo so much stuff when they got back, when they moved back. When they moved back, though, it was there for them. They had to fix so many things, and my thoughts are everybody should be investing in real estate. Everybody should have rental properties. Everybody should have that additional income stream coming in. And after what happened with them, I could never get her to even consider it again. And I'm like, y'all are a big family. You could really use this income. Please just take another risk. Let me help you. And they just,
well,
they got burned and they won't do it.
So the other thing is, like, again, run it as a business. You have to train your renters. And I don't know what went wrong, but I know I have done something that resulted in something similar. So you have to stay on top of the things as inspections, or, you know, you are gonna let other people, you're gonna, I don't know, I'm in the military. So the military is like, you lead, you know, you check, you know, check, do your check systems, that you have to have systems in place to prevent from all that. Yes, there are some scary stories, but again, could I dissect a little bit more and say, well, were they doing their checks that they supposed to be? Were they, like, you know, you have to train your tenants or residents, and not, there is going to be some people that are not going to take care of your place, but also you have to take a look at your systems. Were you involved in that? Were you, how is it that you got that bad? Like, if it's that bad, there is some systems that should be in place to, you know,
Yeah,
you can
some of that.
Yeah. So you can't just like put a tenant there and then walk away and like expect that everything is going to be taken care of, because it's not going to. And
Yes,
those are the stories that are disheartening to hear. Like, nobody wants to spend extra time or money on somebody abusing your property. But what is it that you can do about it? You know, and if it happened to you, I learned, like, oh, I need to do this and this and this and this before, you know, so that hopefully to prevent, and then have consequences. You're gonna have, you know, fees or whatever that you can cover for that expense. So I'm sorry that happened to your friend's family, and you're right. I'm still always gonna argue, like, you have to. This is a money maker business.
And I tried to tell her, I was like, hey, you know, our very first renter in that house that we had in Lubbock it was a horrible experience. She was there 1 month with her family. They moved out, left everything, trashed the place. It was $500 just to get her stuff removed.
Yeah.
And that's not including the make ready.
Yeah.
But it was like, I grew up in a family that had real estate. My husband grew up in a family that had real estate. So we knew these kinds of things happen. And we didn't expect it on our first renter out of the, you know, on the get-go. But it didn't 100% discourage us either. It made us unhappy. Yeah. But we didn't say, well, we're going to sell the house and we're never going to rent again. We got a different management agency and got somebody else in there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if your business is run as a business, then you're going to be prepared for that. And you should be, you know, those are costs that are going to be deductible. So again, it depends how you looked at it. It can be very disheartening. And again, it can be very isolating. It can be like feelings of violating, like, how dare you treat my property like this? And that's going to happen. So another thing is, again, networking with people that gets it. Like, it's going to gear you towards, go to the craziness, get another property.
Well, but honestly, when you're around other people that invest in real estate, they don't call you crazy.
That's
You're
right.
like, do it. Yeah. Woohoo. And that's been one of the neatest things about surrounding myself with people that are in real estate. They're in real estate investing and they want to keep going with it. They have a completely different mindset.
Absolutely. And well, I'm lucky to have my husband as a partner. So we manage a portfolio, we bounce ideas back and forth, but not everybody has that. But it's important. Like I can just tell you enough, like how important it is to find that community where you can just, vent yourself or get ideas or get a second eyes of let me run this deal by you. And that the reality is that once that a person reaches the like I'm content, I'm good with my life, I want to help others, I want to reach out and help others. And that's, again, that's priceless when you can provide that, when you can mentor somebody to achieve and to get their portfolio running. Is that is just like there's no prize or other joy other than doing medical missions for me. That brings me that same kind of feeling, that seeing other people succeed and do well and build up their own portfolio. And I think that like what you presented, it really is what some people's gonna just need. Like they just need like, okay, I'm here, this is the community that you can relate to, this is what we have for you. And again, that wasn't there when I started, but I'm telling you, like if you join or you find a group of people where you can relate to and you can bounce ideas, it will save you years on like the investment learning process, and a lot of money. A lot of money. I think that overall the real estate business, it's not just a way to provide a source of income, but also a way to just challenge yourself, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to put yourself out there, and sometimes you feel like an imposter, like, is this really going on? Like Hello, everybody. We wanted to thank you for joining and subscribing to this channel. This is a space where we share our experience, we share other speakers' experience, and all of that is aimed to increase your knowledge base for investing in apartments or any kind of assets in the real estate.
If you're looking for specific material, you want some specific material covered, please reach out. Let us know at up-plex.com. That's upplex.com. Just reach out, send us a message, and give us some ideas. We would love to provide as much value as possible to you. And if we know what you're looking for, we can do that a lot easier.
Remember, our goal is to elevate all of you with our content, with our partnerships. Thank you, subscribe, and see you around. Bye.
See you guys.